Hi everybody. Um Misconceptions about my hair. No, I'm not Rastafari. I'm not a Gunjer girl. And I don't have locks. But I do have natural hair, and that's what this video is about today. We're gonna be talking about, or I'm gonna be talking about my natural hair journey, how I basically went back to being natural, because I've heard rather than saying how I went natural, it's, to be politically correct, how I went back to being natural. I guess from where it started. So yeah, that's what my video is about today. Okay, so my journey with natural hair started in 2014. Okay. I basically was just having I had straightened hair, and I'm gonna say straightened because the norm, or the word that's normally used is relaxed hair, or that's commonly used. But I don't know what was relaxed about hair that was basically, cooked in chemicals and whatever. But anyway, I had straightened hair for, since I was about 7. All right, so my hair was thinning out, and I wanted, basically, I just felt like it wasn't healthy anymore. I mean, I had obviously used relaxers for a very long time, and I switched products, and then my hair was just like thinning out. And so I wanted, healthier hair. I wanted fuller hair as well. So so I mean, that's how I started the journey. I didn't know, I could go natural, okay, because I had no relationship with my natural hair whatsoever, because even growing up, like I said, I started to use relaxers around 7 years old. Okay, so the people around me, the women around me, my mom, my sisters, they had relaxed hair. So growing up, for me, relaxed hair was how my hair was supposed to be. So I didn't have a connection with my natural hair, even though, I mean, I did have obviously natural hair pre starting to relax, but I just had no connection. It was like I was always meant to transition to relaxed hair, and that's how our hair is supposed to be. Anyway, so I started talking to my my salon stylist at the time, that, listen, this is what I want. My hair is not looking great right now. And we tried a couple of things initially. We tried, or he advised that, well, maybe let's just not completely like relax the hair out, I'm forgetting the word that I want to use, but let's just basically not completely relax the hair out. So we'll have the chemical in, but we're not gonna let it sit the entire duration of the time that it's supposed to, for the hair to basically be straightened, and that way you can keep or have the fuller hair that you wanted. And if I'm able to, I will put up a picture to show you how that worked out. But obviously it was not going to be a long-term solution. I came back, I was like, this isn't really working. I mean, so he suggested something else, and it was just basically not long-term solutions. And then I happened to see this other girl at church, and she had natural hair. I mean, I didn't even know that it was natural hair. So I just asked her, like, how, hey, how did you get your hair to be like that? And then she explained her process, and I basically followed that process, which was to grow your hair out. So basically not put chemical or not relax it, and grow your, what what was called growth. So the natural hair was called growth, and the connection I had with my natural hair was that it was a bad thing, because the moment your hair had the growth, you gotta time to trim it up and straighten it. So it's just not supposed to be there, because it's like, wow, you look ugly. It's like right? That's like overstayed. That's how growth, how I at least related to it, and that's the connection I had to my natural hair. So so here's this girl. She's like, no, she grew out that growth until a certain point, and then she cut her hair off, basically the relaxed part. So then she was just left with the growth or her natural hair. And that's exactly the route or the strategy that I employed. So I stopped relaxing that year, and until August of 2014, and then I did my big chop. And I will also just if possible put up pictures so you can see when I did my big chop, what I looked like, and how much basically the natural hair had grown by the time I cut off the relaxed part. And that's how that was the journey of going back to natural hair. It was a journey back to discovery, not only to my hair, but back to myself, because now here I am, 20 something, and I have no idea how this crown that's now on my head works. Like, how is it supposed to sit? How do you basically take care of it? How does my own natural coily kinky hair work? It was almost meeting it for the first time, or rather definitely having to understand it for the first time. So so there began the journey of having natural hair. And my first months with it were, they were frustrating, because I used to I didn't really have products, okay, and that is a big frustration. And for all the first time, or those that just went back to natural, or those that are thinking about transitioning, products is a big thing. Okay, you need the products, because there is a lot of misconceptions as well with natural hair, that it's unmanageable. Okay, so I really think if there's a lot of education, and it's a journey that I had to go through, where you need to understand and learn your hair, and not just be made to believe that your hair was always meant to be anything other than in its natural state. Okay, so products help a lot, okay, so that your hair is manageable. All right, so that was just a quick advice, okay, with when you have natural hair. So that first year was a bit frustrating. No products, no routines. Okay, I didn't know you have to braid your hair at night. But as time went, I started to learn. And also at that time, I had no community of naturalistas, okay, people with natural hair. And like now, there's a lot more people, a lot more, information, a lot more products. When I started out, the products were not even that much that were specific to natural hair. The salons were not there. Okay, so yeah, but I had to go on this journey then. I mean, of understanding and learning my hair, and it really was like meeting my crown for the first time, and so yeah, I mean, I remember the one time I was really so frustrated because my hair was now this bush, and I was struggling to get the comb through, and it's like, Abba, I had this young talk with God, so what was the plan here? Because I'm not just struggling. I'm struggling to get this comb through, but this is my natural hair, and you gave me this kind of hair. So like, what was the plan? Because I'm not gonna, or at least I don't want to believe that your plan was for us to always, resort or use relaxers as a way of managing our hair, to basically change its form. So I was like, yeah, help a sister out, because this is not a vibe. And I actually started to learn from that conversation I had with him that, yeah, no, first of all, you don't gotta comb it every day, because people, like I said, there's a lot of natural hair misconceptions. When people just see it in that bush, they think, wow, this is not tidy. Parents, you need to comb your hair, and so it was like, yeah, firstly, you don't gotta comb your hair every day, because it's coily. So my journey really started to get better with the hair, in terms of understanding it, in terms of learning how, the routines, how to manage it. And I started to get products which did make it easier and better. I started to go to natural hair salons, and I started to obviously join communities of natural hair on social media. Y'all should see my Instagram feed. It's like froze. Yeah, because I needed to learn, and yeah, the journey just got better and better, with the help of products, with and understanding what they do. I have to say that it can be quite the expensive journey to embark on as well. With the products, it's such a trial and error, because we all can have natural hair, but we're not, our textures are not like identical. So I'm a 4C, and products, you need to find those that work for specifically your texture, right? So mine is very coily. That's the one that shrinkage is really real. So you need to trial and error product, and that's where communities help. So I follow on social media accounts, or pages where it's specifically 4C, so they're going to talk about products that are specifically for 4C, or that work best with 4C. They're going to talk about a lot of other things related to my specific hair type as a natural. So yeah, and now I'm really getting to get used to and have this understanding with my hair. where you start, you constantly becoming comfortable with it, and just embracing and appreciating it and loving on it. I think that, yeah, this maybe doesn't get said enough, but, or maybe it goes without saying that, okay, if you got natural hair, you've got to love it. Obviously, you know, a lot of people also talk about, you know, natural hair is a lot of work, you know. That's something that you hear a lot. It's difficult to manage, it's a lot of work. And I mean, well, yeah, you know, it's a labor of love. You definitely have to love it, so that you're able to definitely give it the attention that it needs. You know, it needs a lot of moisture, but maybe a lot of the other things, and just how this was more than just a hair journey for me, that I will basically put in another video. But for this one, I just really wanted to talk about how I transitioned my natural hair journey, how I went natural. And so in another video, I will talk about how it really was just, and why it's called a journey, and why maybe I call it, or, you know, why it was a journey for me beyond hair. I know, because you can just think it's just hair, but I came to discover on my journey, it was really a journey of identity. It was part of a journey to identity for me. It was a part of it. And so, yeah, and then talk about all those things in other videos of just, you know, yeah, the demands of natural hair, you know. It is a crown after all, so, you know, yeah. It's got a lot of demand, moisture, routine. I can talk about that in another video, and just what helped me to grow it, and the, you know, the vision that I had, what kind of, I wanted volume, you know, and yeah, what helped in getting there on another video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, for popping back in. And to anybody watching or here for the first time, welcome. And this channel is about basically consciousizing, or being conscious of ourselves and the world around us. And my name is basically the name of this channel, Zagiti Kumalo. Ciao.